friends, and welcome. It is December 7th, and on today's podcast, we'll be discussing these strange seismic waves, not due to earthquakes. Most of these waves and tsunamis occur during a seismic shift within the plates of the earth, but that's not the case. They're too perfect to be natural, those strange seismic waves. We're going to be talking about this today. A lot of things are happening in our world. We're seeing people try and take over the government. This is a revolution in France and Mexico, in other places, even in America. We know about globalism. Our consciousness is expanding. We are changing the planet that we live on. We are changing the reality that we subside in. And I believe that this has something to do with everything. I believe that the earth is also changing. I believe that it is alive. Everything on this planet is alive. So why wouldn't the earth be alive? Why wouldn't planets be alive? It's something to look at, and it's also been talked about within the scientific community. Now, with that being said, I understand that a lot of people may disagree with this, but I truly believe in this, and I think that we are definitely on a path to a higher consciousness level, a better life for all of us. A Christ consciousness level is what we are in the wake of, I believe. And with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please go ahead and click that blue bell so when I post, you'll get notifications and you'll be the first to know when I do post. Also, please follow me on Twitter at True Reporting. And please leave a like. The more likes that this video receives, the more times that it is recommended to other people, thus more eyes on the truth. So with that being said, let's hop into it. This is True Reporting. So this came out 2 days ago. Too perfect to be natural, those strange seismic waves. My inbox has been veritably flooded with so many different versions of this story, I don't know where to begin, other than to say thank you to all of you who drew it to my attention. The story has now rippled around the world from its point of origin, Madagascar, to the antipodes and back again more times than the seismic waves themselves. But this story is truly strange. And since we're into strange stuff on this website, as one might imagine, I have some of our trademark high-octane speculation to offer. But first, here's one version of the story. Now ponder for a moment the utter strangeness of these paragraphs. On November 11th, about 10:30 p.m., New Zealand time, a seismic event was detected in Wellington, Kenya, Spain, Chile, Canada, and even Hawaii, on the direct opposite side of the world from where it began, just off the coast of Madagascar near the French island of Moite. The problem is there was no earthquake to trigger it, and though it was strong enough to be felt by seismometers around the world, no one felt a thing, and it likely would have gone unreported if it weren't for Wellington-based Twitter user Matrix Pax. One of the leading theories at this stage is the eruption of an undiscovered undersea volcano. The problem is scientists believe that the last time any volcano in the region erupted was more than 4,000 years ago, and no evidence on the surface, such as pumice, has been seen. Like what happened in the following, a huge undersea eruption off the coast of New Zealand in 2012. So yeah, let's check this out. Not only was there no quake, the signal lasted for 20 minutes and was dominated by a single incredibly low frequency that repeated every 17 seconds. 17? Quakes normally have a range of different waves and of different frequencies. A closer analysis of the wave data also revealed almost undetectable high-frequency pings, often heard when magma fractures rock on its way up. But there's a problem. They are too nice. They're too perfect to be natural. University of Glasgow volcanology PhD candidate Helen Robinson told National Geographic, "What baffles me is how even spaced out they were. I have no idea how to explain it." The article continues by observing that the French are going with the volcano theory and that they plan to survey the ocean floor in the region to see if there are any clues that the event might have been volcanic in nature. That probably is the most likely natural explanation. But assuming it's not, and that geologist Helen Robinson's statement that the waves are too perfect to be natural is true, then one can imagine that this one has the geologists and geophysicists very worried and quietly talking amongst themselves about it, and probably having a few quiet meetings with higher ups in their respective countries. I'm reminded of the movie Core in this respect. We'll get back to that in a moment too. It's the anomalous nature of this event that has geologists puzzled, for it has one cyclic regularity, that it is to say frequency. Number two, the seismic waves themselves are, in one geologist's words, too perfect to be natural. There was no apparent volcanic earthquake event to trigger the waves. And four, the event was not accompanied by other frequencies like normal earthquakes are. On the fifth observation, it was massive, causing the entire planet to ring like a bell, yet no one felt it. That's the claim anyway, but I can't help but think the recent earthquakes in Anchorage, and for that matter, the weak one south of Buenos Aires, might have been some sort of aftershock to the event to add to the mystery. As of this writing, when I clicked on the image of the event in the article captured on someone's Twitter, it took me to a U.S. Geological Survey site in Kenya, and the message appeared in very large bold letters, "Data not available." Needless to say, all this is not only my suspicion meter, not only is this in my suspicious meter in the red zone, but my high-octane speculation working in overdrive. I can't help but think of those stories of Nikola Tesla stating that he could crack the planet in half given the right resonance, or those stories of him building an earthquake machine, which according to some reports he actually tested in New York City, causing severe tremors until the police arrived to shut down his experiment. There are even books on the unusual device and patent he took out for this machine. I know I have a copy. So high octane speculation number one was someone experimenting with a larger version of Tesla's device. It would seem unlikely since the event started somewhere beneath the Indian Ocean floor near Madagascar, unless of course we're dealing with some advanced version of Mac Tone's crypto extraterrestrials, another unlikelihood. Which brings me to the previous mentioning the movie Core, starring Aaron Eckhart and Stanley Tucci. The movie is one of those head scratchers and belly upsetters. It begins with birds going berserk, shades of Hitchcock's famous movie, in London's Trafalgar Square, and then dropping utterly dead along with people all over the world who had pacemakers. The anomalous event also causes the directional guidance systems on an orbiting U.S. space shuttle to go haywire, and the shuttle crew has to land in the emergency drainage canals of the Los Angeles River. Scientists played by Eckhart and Tucci are quickly called into the Pentagon, where their best guess is that the event was an anomalous magnetic event caused by the Earth's internal dynamo in the core slowing down its rotation. As the rotation slows, the magnetic field weakens, and the Earth will be subsequently cooked by the solar radiation streaming from the sun, as well as experiencing a variety of nasty seismic events. In a Jules Verne-like twist, the scientists journey to the center of the Earth with several hydrogen bombs in tow, which they detonate in the molten core to restart the rotation, and voila, the planet is saved. But as the movie unfolds, there is a subplot which gradually is exposed. The DMGS, Director of Mad Government Scientists, played by Stanley Tucci, has clearly been up to something, namely building a gigantic machine, a weapon that uses magnetic resonance effects for its kick. And just for real kicks and giggles, this giant machine just happens to be built in Alaska to add that extra ionospheric heater harp angle to the plot. In using the machine, the CMGS, Committee of Mad Government Scientists, have inadvertently created resonance affecting the Earth's complex ecomagnetic system and creating the slowing rotation themselves, all of which has me wondering if we might be looking at such an event here. I've been speculating for a number of years, both in blogs on this site and in various interviews. If the large magnetic fields generated by CERN's Large Hadron Collider and the ionospheric heaters like HARP and EISCAT might be inducing hopefully unanticipated magnetic resonance effects in the planet. I say hopefully unanticipated resonance effects, because the alternative is just too head scratching and belly upsetting to contemplate. There is indeed a body of literature circulating in the alternative research field that suggests ionospheric heaters could be used to induce earthquakes, such as literature coming incidentally largely out of Brazil, through such manipulations of the magnetosphere. So by parity of reasoning, one might expect the same effects from the collider induced in the Earth itself. I don't know what to make of the earthquake ionospheric heater literature, except to say that I find it to be somewhat far-fetched. But interestingly enough, we've recently been given the news that CERN is shutting down its collider for a couple of years for updates. The update is making the collider capable of even higher energies. I don't trust that CERN stuff, guys. Of course, this is all high-octane speculation. It's possible this is just an anomaly and that the French are correct, that it is some sort of weird volcanism going on and off the coast of Madagascar. But there's that 1% of me that thinks, or rather intuits, that the strange event might be related to my resonance hypothesis about CERN's collider and, by implication, the powerful ionospheric heaters. See you on the flip side. So, guys, this whole these seismic waves that are too perfect, occurring every 17 seconds, has something to do with CERN. I know that this Earth is changing. I know that this Earth is awakening. I want to know what's going on within this planet. I'm not a hollow Earth believer, but I do believe that the Nazis did dig tunnels into Antarctica. They did build things in Antarctica, and who knows what else is under there. That Hadron Collider is very low under the Earth. There's a lot going on, guys, and I think we need to be aware that times are changing. I don't know if they're changing for the better or for the worse. In my honest opinion, I believe they're changing for the better, as we are all being awakened, and the veil is being lifted, right? The lens is being eradicated so that we can see true evil and we're not so asleep. And guys, with that being said, please subscribe to my channel if you found this informative and you enjoyed it. Also, follow me on Twitter at TrueReporting. You can also donate to my account, to this channel, to help it grow, in my Patreon and my PayPal in the description box below. And guys, it's good to be back. I know I took a little while of a break there, been going through some stuff, but nevertheless, we must persevere. Guys, please be kind to one another and love one another, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.